Papa Swolio, what's the biggest change across the population that must be made to reverse the obesity epidemic? Can it realistically happen? Well, you never want to say never. You want to have some hope. The way things are right now, I don't think you can undo this. I mean, survival of the fittest. It's going to take a few generations to undo this. And I don't think people are heading in the right direction. It's quite the opposite. The woke bullshit and this plant based narrative, like all this brain, like this plant based washing we can talk about. Oh, why'd that music start? Um, this is only picking up steam. So, I mean, until people unplug and realize that this food is not good for humans, I don't know if we're really going to undo because you might not be morbidly obese, but it obviously negatively affects things like gender dysphoria. It negatively affects our kids in a big way. It's literally it's not helping with the mental disorders in this country. So you're not getting quality food, you're not getting quality sleep, you're sucking down corn and soy and all these chemicals that are literally inedible in our environment. So the biggest change that must be made, the biggest change, the biggest change. I would love to say cook your food at home, but it doesn't matter if you're using shitty ingredients. The biggest change across the population, the biggest change that must be made. There's a couple. Not looking at doctors as if they know about health. They know how to treat people they know how to like mask symptoms and maybe deal with like emergency medicine. It's sick care. You don't go to the doctor to keep you healthy. You go there when you're sick. And you probably shouldn't even go there when you're sick. You should probably look to how to take care of your health first when you don't feel well. Need to make some of these, I hate saying make certain things illegal because I think people should still have the freedom. I just think they should have the logic and common sense, the corporations to not maximize profit and destroy our environment in the process. I mean, if we got rid of all the corn and soy, that would make a huge difference, and the vegetable and seed oils. But big food and big pharma, like too powerful. There are too many systems in place that perpetually keep people sick. So I don't know how that gets unraveled. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I don't know if it can realistically happen. So I don't think there's going to be any wide sweeping change across the population. I think it's going to happen at a small level. So you hear like the term being red pilled, it's being swole pilled. Once you see this for what it is and you follow the 7 pillars and you realize that you and your local community, your family, you start with your family, you start with the people around you, and you just lead by example. And we have to share this kind of information, and people have to be more willing to admit they were wrong or to make changes without negatively affecting their ego. Everyone gets so addicted to a hashtag and so identify with a movement or with like, why is veganism a religion? Why is like wokeism, like, why is this a religion? Why is it a cult? It's because you can't change. When you create your identity around a belief, it's very hard to change because that's who you are. You're not going to destroy who you are. If you're actually always interested in learning more and you're doing things for the best for yourself and for your family, you're using logic and common sense, you're going to learn things and you're going to adjust and change when better information comes along. So I just don't think it can happen from the top down. I don't think anyone's going to do that because the influence is too great. So what can happen over time, what can possibly happen is you start locally, has to start small with the people, and then eventually those people and those generations that are learning about eating healthy and trying to do actually things properly for health, eventually you'll have some of those people that are going to grow up and be politicians and get into, maybe they get corrupted by the system like everyone else, but maybe you get a couple people through and then you start getting voting better for people that actually support these things. And some of that shit can break apart over time, but not saying like we have to opt out, like opt out. Again, most people don't realize you don't have to outsource your health or your medicine to the government. Look at how well, sarcastic as fuck. Look at how well that did for us in the last couple of years. Listening to the government for advice. They're fucking lying to you every goddamn day to your face. They're literally not telling you the things that you should know. That's almost universally understood to take care of your health. They never say anything like that. They don't want you healthy. They don't really fucking care. They're idiots. They're paid off. They're evil people. They're usually sociopathic. Like, who wants power like that? People that are literally fucking sociopaths or psychopaths. Who wants that much attention? Who wants that much control? It's fucking creepy, isn't it? When you think about it. Most normal people would never want that job. Why? Because you're a normal, logical person. Who the fuck wants to be in that position? So you have to keep that in mind. Of course they don't have your interests in mind. Fucking, when you want power, you don't care about other fucking people. Give me a break. It's just antithetical to the fundamental aspect of power. It's like, no, they want fucking power. They don't give a shit about your fucking health. So anyway, it doesn't matter if everyone else changes. It doesn't matter if the government changes. It doesn't matter what happens at the top. If you're doing it, you can opt out. You can make those decisions for you and your family. Like, look what we're doing. We're all sitting here having this conversation like it's logical. It just makes sense. So opt out. Don't do it. Ignore people that see you. And I'm sure, drop in the comments, those of you that have had people come up to you, family members that might have, how many of you have had someone that kind of shit on you a little bit, gave you a hard time for eating properly or doing what you're doing, or maybe since you joined the Swole fam, that are now seeing your progress and then coming up to you and asking questions? How many of you have had people come around or be more standoffish and then come to you after a while because you were leading by example? How many of you have had that experience? We just need that more often. We just need that more. We need that to spread like a good virus, right? The Swole variant, you need to lead by example, and then more people are going to see you succeeding. And guess what you do? If you see someone succeeding, you want to copy that. Like, hey, this person's doing X, Y, and Z, and they look a certain way and they feel a certain way. And I want to look like that. I want to be like that. I want to have, you're not going to look exactly like the other person, but if you see someone that's successful, what should you do? You should try to emulate what they're doing. Copy what they're doing, or at least try it, copy that, and then tweak and adjust along the way, make it yours, right? I tell you what I eat. I tell you what I do. Cool. Do the elimination diet. Listen to what I'm saying, listen to what I do and what I tell you that I do. Oh, cool. Take some ideas from me, do it, figure out what works best for you in your life. What I do exactly for my life doesn't necessarily fit your life, but you're gonna get a lot of great ideas. Like, okay, let me see how I can apply that. Cool. I did this in a certain way. I did a little bit different. I do that in the morning instead of what Papa Soy said he does in the evening, because I like in the morning, whatever it is. And then you figure out what works best for you. Peaceful Bandit, they have asked me. Kira, yes, people now ask. Indeed. Tina, my husband has always given me shit because of how I eat. Lacey, they try to get me to fail. Tina, he's obese and I'm not. Maybe he needs to get on the Swole train, baby. Katarina, people asked a lot how I lost weight. There you go. Let them come up to you. They'll ask. Kira, but my before and after results are offensive to many. Yeah, they can tell. They can go fuck themselves, right? Go fuck yourself. Yeah.